All right, so I want to bring a friend that we made last night. I was talking to our friend Jonah Ray, and he had this friend there, and I was talking to him, and like partway into the conversation, I was like, okay, stop. Like you should come on Harmontown and talk about this stuff, and I promise it's a safe place, because what he was talking about was very very mythical, and I don't want to. I'm a horrible interviewer, so I don't want to like say at the top like why I thought he'd make an interesting guest, and then he comes out and goes like, well, what you said.
Let's explore it together.
Let's explore him together. And I mean, he's being really cool coming here and like make him feel safe and open your mind to his story and your heart to his humanity. No one does that in Portland.
Bill
right?
Pullman.
Tom Hanks, everybody.
Bill Pullman's the funniest.
Gallagher. That would have been an amazing introduction of just like a random cameo. Patton Oswalt. Guys, just open your hearts and your minds.
Open your heart to his humanity. Andy Kindler, everybody.
I want to say, Craig, are you up there? You ready to come down?
Craig,
right.
Bring it down here, would you?
Craig Flippy, come down here. Oh, shit, I should be. When you have a guest on your show, it makes it good. Sit anywhere you like. And
hello, Craig.
Sorry, I'm always a little nervous when we go to town, so I'm less entertaining and I have more guests. And so Craig, met you last night at the hotel, and then you started talking. He's like there's layers here. There's layers. First, top layer, superficial layer. You're a Bigfoot hunter.
Enthusiast.
He's a Bigfoot enthusiast, a Bigfoot, yeah.
Well, so you can't say hunter.
You gotta really eat the mic.
You gotta eat the mic.
Because there's like guys. There are guys. We talked a little bit about the Bigfoot hunting community, and there's guys who want to kill Bigfoot, and there's guys who want to protect Bigfoot.
So yeah, so they don't say Bigfoot hunters. Some of them do, but that's like the Texas guys. They want to.
Right.
They're shoot to kill, basically.
Wait, they want to shoot first and ask questions later on Bigfoot. There's so many questions.
Yeah, I know there are a million questions, but
it's to protect the species. You have to have a body. And
can you divide the kill Bigfoot people into two people? Are there people who want to kill Bigfoot to protect the species, and people who want to kill Bigfoot because they hate him?
Or they have like a polar bear already, and like a rhino.
How would killing a Bigfoot protect the species?
Well, you can study them.
Well, then you say, here's the body. They exist. They must be endangered.
You know, these liberal assholes.
More endangered.
Yeah.
Here's the body.
If we just nut up and shoot the fucker, we could get one. But these liberal peaceniks who are trying to trap him with a big box and a carrot on a stick.
We've proven
that's why we haven't gotten one yet.
Let's get some more.
But more importantly, I think the second layer is that you're at a kind of a crossroads. Can I ask how old you are? Is that rude? Or are you young enough?
Yeah, I guess you have to remember. It's like I think I'm 38.
You think you're 38? All right.
So
you're roughly my age, and you're a little younger, but not by a significant factor. Why am I talking about that? Who cares how our ages are different?
Forget about Bigfoot. What year were you?
How many years are we apart?
So
your feelings about the Clintons are a little more cynical. You can hum more bars of "Video Killed the Radio Star." What made me kind of stop you and go, I think this is getting. Well, no, there were two things. So the second layer is you are kind of at this duality place where you're comfortable with the idea that Bigfoot does not exist.
Right, yeah.
And
you were like, do you think it exists or not? And I'm like, I can't give you that answer, sir.
Which is, it's hard to be a Bigfoot hunting agnostic.
All right. Yeah.
That's a tough gig.
Yeah.
Because you're probably assailed on all sides by...
I didn't touch anything. I did not touch anything.
That does make me think, though, that when we're done with the brief conversation, we should have Spencer come out and take Craig through a role-playing Bigfoot hunt. Where you okay.
All right.
But just off the cuff. But I mean that's how my mind works. That's what I do.
I could show you a few techniques. You know?
Craig, what was the origin for you, like your origin story of getting into the Bigfoot mythology?
Like just books in the library when I was a kid, and then also my dad was always supposed to take me on an epic Bigfoot hunting journey.
There's the third layer.
And yeah, right.
That's when I stopped you and said, you need to come meet my friends. Because the first layer is he's a Bigfoot hunter. The second layer is he's an agnostic Bigfoot hunter. The third layer is the reason he can do that is because his fucking dad. And I started to weep and like because this is what religion should be. This is folk mythology. It's self-created to create. So, anyways,
I felt like I found Jesus. But he's
Craig,
a lot
he's
hairier, yeah.
depicted.
Craig, do you believe that it's possible that there are such things as Sasquatches? Bigfoot?
Yeah, it's totally possible. I mean, if you look into it, get down in the layers of it.
Like the forests are bigger than we think.
Yeah, that was like one of the first turning points when I was out by myself and I'm looking and I'm like, this is so fucking crazy.
The first thing a cryptozoologist would tell you is, I think, there's they'd start saying numbers like there's 70,000 species that we haven't, that we've blah, 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 and we discover 3,000 new ones a day and blah, blah, blah.
The giant panda was discovered in like 32 or something.
Yeah, there was like a giant squid that someone discovered. Well, I mean, once
or that
you count
new
the
drug
ocean,
in Bogota, Colombia.
Right. but okay. But let's start at what I think is the core of the onion, and an onion's a good metaphor because you're gonna make me cry. Let's start with your dad. You said your dad was supposed to take you Bigfoot hunting.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, you sound hesitant. Like.
Right. Well, actually, when I was talking to you, and it kind of clicked, I was like, this is the whole fucking reason I'm doing this. It's like a dad thing. Like,
well, yeah.
What the fuck? That's
my
so
dad
dumb.
fucking hit me with the wrong end of the belt. Like, your dad promised to take you on a. Yeah. Is it embarrassing you, or are you?
I just never really talk about it, but.
Is it? I mean, like take it tiny step by tiny step, and I will protect you the entire way. I think I'm probably not good at that.
Apparently, he was like one of the best drug dealers in Connecticut, where I grew up. So,
your father was?
Yeah.
What qualified him as the best drug dealer?
I don't know. That's like what his friend told me. He's like, dude, me and your dad, I never trusted anyone like him. Like, we'd go to bed in the same hotel room with thousands of dollars and wake up together. It started to get weird. So
But okay, so you lost your dad at what point?
I was 12 or 13.
Good age to lose a dad. Probably didn't fuck you up
perfect.
at all.
It was really worked out.
Nothing to damage there.
Yeah.
My wife lost her mom when she was like a teenager. It's like, yeah, I often tease her about it.
All right, that's great.
She's like, can I have the remote? And I'm like, no, your mom died.
Yeah. Piece of shit.
You barely know what a mom is. Give me the. We're watching Naked and Afraid. Give me the. That's it.
The funny part is that you're not joking.
Erin's mad right now, and it's not because she's offended. It's because she's like, that's my act.
Oh, nice.
She's like, I own that shit. I make people uncomfortable with that. That's anyway. So
he died in a heroin overdose in the Tenderloin.
Yeah. So to have a guy say your dad was the best at drugs.
Yeah. Yeah. He did. He won. Yeah.
But he had said to you, so this sounds a little bit like, I hope my dad isn't listening, but I hope if my dad is listening, I want my dad to know that I love him and I don't judge him and I don't mean to vilify him, but like being a kid raised by somebody who has another relationship with other stuff, whether it's workaholism or booze or anything, like it's, you mythologize it and it's like for a good reason. So like my dad would he would get drunk and like he'd get really excited about really specific stuff, like we're going tobogganing tomorrow, and like start fixing up the toboggan, and then like he'd go like just a quick nap and then we're gonna go tobogganing, and then it was Tuesday and it was like, what about the toboggan's there's spider eggs in it, and we were building a robot together that has one arm still. So your dad, I was trying to make you feel safer to talk about this.
You brought up more memories.
So your dad, who lost his life in that tragic way, who was obviously fighting that demon, he had tried to have a relationship with you, and part of that was he told you.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to fly you out to Bluff Creek, Northern California, where the Patterson film, the famous. He's like, we're gonna go there. We're gonna find one. Blah blah blah. But like, I mean, that's not as.
And you were how old? Like 10?
Yeah, like 10.
Which is like the height. That's
right.
You're Elliot in E.T. Your mind is a sponge, and it's soaking in like you're a Goonie.
Pretty much.
You're on it every day is an adventure, and he's just a guy, and he's saying to
You're gonna make me cry now.
Yeah.
So he's like, we're gonna go find.
Yeah,
Bigfoot.
but he never did shit. And then, so my mom was separated, but she had like these fucking scumbag guys. Like, oh, sorry, this is live.
Oh yeah.
This is gonna get.
Well, no, it's not live. But also,
I'll tell her not to listen.
It's not. Oh, are you worried about your mom? We can lift something. If you say anything that you want lifted, we will lift it. Like so. Speak freely from the heart. If you decide later, because we have to edit it a little bit.
Sure.
So we're not live. No. Okay.
Amateur hour over here. Sorry, guys.
Now I'm going to cry. Now I'm crying now.
Just
I think I heard something. A stepdad of sorts says, "Oh, you want to find Bigfoot? I'll help you find Bigfoot, boy."
Oh no.
Yeah, it started like off wrong right away, right? So we hop in the truck and he takes me out to the woods somewhere. This isn't going to be as bad as it sounds.
Okay.
It's going to be.
Thank God. Thank God.
That was the sound of. That was a 250 person bow and arrow pulled out. And you said that, and the arrow went. We were all ready for anything. Holy shit! All right.
So he takes me to this.
You want to meet Bigfoot? I'll show you Bigfoot. Zip.
Yes.
He takes me to this field, and he's like,
it's still gonna happen. It's just not as bad as he thinks it's gonna be.
All right, keep going.
Yeah, so he's like, oh, there's tons of Bigfoot here. You just gotta go look. You gotta go look for the tracks, so I'm like all jazzed up, like running through the field looking, and like even then I was like, there's no fucking tracks here, like.
So he was just being like kind of a deadbeat Bigfoot hunter, like it's just like there's a train
Snipe
track
hunt.
and like
It's a snipe hunt.
Like, was he hazing you, or was he just sort of being lazy? Was he trying to do good, but he was just kind of shitty?
He was drinking in the truck,
right?
And then,
do you think he was trying to be a good dad, or do you think he was like actually being cruel to you?
I think he was an alcoholic, like really bad.
And
so I don't know what he was like. Yeah, maybe he was nice, but he didn't know. Like
he was, Well, I would project onto that because I think part of my history is like I think kids tend to blame themselves and then deify like people who are like kind of like their fuck ups are like, oh, he was being cool, but he meant well. Right. So who knows? Maybe I don't know. I guess maybe I don't know. You have to know all about this guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's just like Bigfoot doesn't exist.
And so that's when you got back in the truck. He's like, that's like the equivalent of like teaching you to swim by throwing you out of a boat. He's like, there's Bigfoot out there. Go find him. 2 hours later, told you.
Doesn't exist. Yeah, exactly.
Show me a footprint. Fuck you. Let's go home and watch Nova.
Right. So I quit after that. Like soon after that, I just kind of like.
You felt a little, regardless of his intention, your experience was you felt a little humiliated and chastened, and you drew back.
I was like, oh, that's stupid to think that's real.
And again, this is like something that your dad had said. So then, what age were you when this got reawakened in you?
27.
It's awesome. I mean, that's the age. That's the right age. Like,
right.
I don't know. You said that like it should be 14. It should be you're an adult, and all of a sudden you're. Carl Jung described like when he started exploring the collective unconscious, he's like, I need to understand this shit better. So what he focused on was his childhood, and he went and played in a sandbox, literally. Like he was just like, I'm gonna, or maybe he had like he used to like make little models when he was a kid. He did everything he could remember doing when he was a kid, revisited that stuff, and he said his dreams started to become more vivid and active, and he was able to analyze them better because he was touching back. It makes perfect sense because the human mind has two protocols. It's supposed to be adaptable, i.e. it's supposed to be able to make a world out of anything around it, but also it has to be like this Spartan, vicious, nasty, calloused machine that protects everything that hurts it, then gets turned into a defense system. And so you're experiencing this duality, which is amazing because you're like, you've achieved every person's dream, really, which is like you have a relationship with a thing that doesn't need to exist or not exist, and it's about like you know, the first guy you ever met who created you and who made mistakes and
Father.
I mean, so now, I mean, like I met your wife up there and I couldn't get a read on her. Like I don't know if she like, you know,
She
your very lovely wife Brianna. Like I have no idea. Like she described at one point like you guys fell in love and like, or you were talking about like there was a point in your relationship where the courtship was over and you had sealed the deal, and then one day you were like, I gotta go for 3 months. And you're like, I was like, wow, that's got to be every woman's greatest dream. Like, is the husband at the foot of the bed putting on the camouflage jacket and going, there's a creature out there.
Yeah.
And she's like, now there is? Now? Are you sure this isn't a reaction to yesterday's breakfast? What is going on? But anyway.
So Craig, like, how much, like, actively, like, are you out in the field, like, actually actively looking for Sasquatch?
I just call it camping. You know, like.
So passive aggressive. So passive
That's
aggressive.
great, though. That's perfect.
God
Damn it, Jeff.
Little camping music.